Just one peek. This is the undoing of many porn masturbation orgasmers who try to stop on the willpower method. They will go through 3 or 4 days and then have the odd peek or a porn masturbation orgasm or 2 to tide them over. They do not realize the devastating effect this has on their morale. For most porn masturbation orgasmers, that first peek at the tube site harem was not as good as sex with a real person. The clips that are clean are far in between. This gives their conscious minds a boost. They think, good, that wasn't entirely all that enjoyable. I am losing the urge to porn masturbate orgasm, and I am not that much into the shocking stuff. In fact, the reverse is the case. Get it clear in your mind. Enjoyment of orgasm wasn't the reason why you hit porn. If porn masturbation orgasmers were there for orgasm alone, they'd never watch more than 1 clip. The only reason why you porn masturbation orgasm was to feed that little monster. Just think, you had starved him for 4 days. How precious that 1 peek must have been to him. You are not aware of it in your conscious mind, but the fix your body received will be communicated to your subconscious mind, and all your sound preparation will be undermined. There will be a little voice at the back of your mind saying, in spite of all the logic, they are precious. I want another one. That little peek has 2 damaging effects. 1, it keeps the little monster alive in your body. 2, what's worse, it keeps the big monster alive in your mind. If you had the last peek, it will be easier to have the next one. Above all, remember, just 1 peek is how people get into porn masturbation orgasm addiction in the first place. Will it be harder for me? The combinations of factors that will determine how easily each individual porn masturbation orgasmer will quit are infinite. To start with, each of us has his own character, type of work, personal circumstances, timing, etc. Certain professions may make it harder than others, but providing the brainwashing is removed, it doesn't have to be so. A few individual examples will help. It tends to be particularly difficult for members of the medical profession. We think it should be easier for doctors because they are more aware of the effects of ill health and are seeing daily evidence of it. Although this supplies more forceful reasons for stopping, it doesn't make it any easier to do. The reasons are these. 1. The constant awareness of the health risks creates fear, which is one of the conditions under which we need to relieve our withdrawal pangs. 2. A doctor's work is exceedingly stressful, and he is usually not able to relieve the additional stress of withdrawal pangs while he is working. 3. He has the additional stress of guilt. He feels that he should be setting an example for the rest of the population. This puts more pressure on him and increases the feeling of deprivation. After his hard day at work, when the stress is momentarily relieved by porn masturbation orgasm, that session becomes wrongly attached to the relief experienced. Because of this misassociation of ideas, the porn and the porn masturbation orgasm gets credit for the total situation. It becomes very precious when he eventually quits and goes through his withdrawal pangs. This is a form of casual porn masturbation orgasm and applies to any situation where the porn masturbation orgasmer is forced to abstain for lengthy periods. Under the willpower method, the porn masturbation orgasmer is miserable because he is being deprived. He is not enjoying the tiredness and sleep that goes after a porn masturbation orgasm. His sense of loss is therefore greatly increased. However, if you can first remove the brainwashing and stop moping about the porn masturbation orgasm, the break and the sleep can still be enjoyed even while the body is craving the amine transmitters, serotonin, neuroepinephrine, and dopamine. Another difficult situation is boredom, particularly when it is combined with periods of stress. Typical examples are students and single parents. The work is stressful, yet much of the work is monotonous. During an attempt to stop on the willpower method, the single person has long periods in which to mope about his or her loss, which increases the feeling of depression. Again, this can be easily overcome if your frame of mind is correct. Do not worry that you are continually reminded that you have stopped porn masturbation orgasming. Use such moments to rejoice in the fact that you are ridding yourself of the evil monster. If you have a positive frame of mind, these pangs can become moments of pleasure. Remember, any porn masturbation orgasmer, regardless of age, sex, intelligence, or profession, can find it easy and enjoyable to stop, provided you follow all the instructions. The main reasons for failure. There are two main reasons for failure. The first is the influence of external stimuli. A commercial, online news article, internet browsing, etc. At a weak moment, or even during a social occasion, somebody will get intimate with their partner. I have already dealt with this topic at length. Use that moment to remind yourself that there is no such thing as one visit or one peek. Rejoice in the fact that you have broken the chain of mental slavery. Remember that the porn masturbation orgasmer envies you and feel sorry for him. Believe me, he needs your pity. The other main reason for failure is having a bad day. Get it clear in your mind before you start that whether you are a porn masturbation orgasmer or a non-porn masturbation orgasmer, there are good days and bad days. It rains for both the Pope and the murderer. Life is a matter of relativity, and you cannot have ups without having downs. The problem with the willpower method of stopping is that as soon as the porn masturbation orgasmer has a bad day, he starts moping for his harem visit, and all that does is make a bad day worse. The non-porn masturbation orgasmer is better equipped, not only physically but also mentally, to cope with the stresses and strains of life. If you have a bad day during the withdrawal period, take it on the chin. Remind yourself that you had bad days when you were addicted, otherwise you wouldn't have decided to stop. Instead of moping about it, say to yourself something like, "Okay, today's not so good, but masturbating is not going to cure it. Tomorrow will be better, and at least I have got a marvelous bonus at the moment. I have kicked that awful porn masturbation orgasm habit." When you are a porn masturbation orgasmer, you have to block your mind to the bad side of porn masturbation orgasm. Porn masturbation orgasmers never have brain fog. They're just a bit down. When you are having life's inevitable troubles, you want to porn masturbation orgasm. But are you happy and cheerful? Of course you aren't. Once you stop, the tendency is to blame everything that goes wrong in your life on the fact that you have stopped. Now, if your work stresses you out, you think, at times like this, I would have porn masturbation orgasmed. That's true, but the important thing you forget is that the porn masturbation orgasm didn't solve the problem, and you are simply punishing yourself by moping for an illusory crutch. You are creating an impossible situation. You are miserable because you can't have the porn and masturbation, yet you'll be even more miserable if you do. You know that you have made the correct decision by stopping porn masturbation orgasm, so why punish yourself by ever doubting that decision? Remember, a positive mental approach is essential, always. Substitutes. Substitutes include restricting to porn magazines, static internet images, going on a porn diet, etc. Do not use any of them. They make it harder, not easier. If you do get a pang and use a substitute, it will prolong the pang and make it harder. What you're really saying is, I need to porn masturbation orgasm to fill the void. It will be like giving in to a hijacker or the tantrums of a child. It will just keep the pangs coming and prolong the torture. In any event, the substitutes will not relieve the pangs. Your craving is for amino acids in the brain. All it will do is keep you thinking about porn masturbation orgasming. Remember these points. 1. There is no substitute for porn masturbation orgasm. 2. You do not need porn or porn masturbation orgasm. It is not food. It is poison. When the pangs come, remind yourself that it is porn masturbation orgasmers who suffer withdrawal pangs, not non-porn masturbation orgasmers. See them as another evil of the drug. See them as the death of a monster. 3. Internet porn creates the void. They do not fill it. The quicker you teach your brain that you do not need to porn masturbation orgasm or do anything else in its place, the sooner you will be free. In particular, avoid anything that resembles porn. Men's magazines, movies, novels, commercials. Please don't tell me that I am being close-minded. It is okay to talk romance and sex, but not porn. If you look, there will be a way to find when and where to discriminate. It is true that a small portion of porn masturbation orgasmers who attempt to quit using soft porn or a porn diet do succeed in their own self-analysis and attribute their success to such use. However, they quit in spite of their use and not because of it. It is unfortunate that many still recommend the porn diet. Porn diets, orgasming using porn only once in n number of days. This is not surprising, because if you don't fully understand the porn trap, a diet or soft substitutes sound very logical. It is based on the belief that when you attempt to quit porn masturbation orgasming, you have two powerful enemies to defeat. 1. To break the habit. 2. To survive the terrible physical withdrawal pains. If you have two powerful enemies to defeat, it is sensible not to fight them simultaneously, but one at a time. So the theory is that you first stop using porn, but continue to with it only once every week or use safe porn. Then, once you have broken the habit, you gradually reduce the supply of porn, thus tackling each enemy separately. It sounds logical, but it is based on the wrong facts. Porn masturbation orgasming is not habit, but dopamine addiction, and the actual physical pain from its withdrawal is almost imperceptible. What you are trying to achieve when you quit is to kill both the little porn monster in your body and the big monster inside your brain as quickly as possible. All these substituting techniques do is to prolong the life of the little monster, which in turn will prolong the life of the big monster. Remember, Easy Peasy Way makes it easy to quit immediately. You can kill the big monster, brainwashing, before your final porn masturbation orgasm session. The little monster will soon be dead, and even while it is dying, will be no more of a problem than it was when you were a porn masturbation orgasmer. Just think, how can you possibly cure an addict of addiction to a drug by recommending the same drug? One eminent and highly respected writer actually stated in his book that porn is here to stay, and so we have to make porn better. To his credit, he is not offering that as an alternative to internet porn. However, your little monster may use his idea to keep you in its vicious trap. He only proved the point I am making that porn is not real and depends on supranormal stimuli. But I differ from him to say that making good porn and making it available will help. Addicts are not created by theme-based porn. What we are talking about is supranormal stimuli with high-speed novelty. I often read porn masturbation orgasmers who have quit using internet hardcore porn but are hooked on safe porn. Others are hooked on the safe porn and are still porn masturbation orgasming. Do not be fooled by the fact that the safe porn is awful. So was that first high-speed clip. All substitutes have exactly the same effect as any porn. I'm now talking about the business of, I can't have a porn masturbation orgasm, so I'll have ordinary porn or static pictures, or go on a porn diet to help fill the void. Some even start eating. Although the empty feeling of wanting a porn masturbation orgasm is indistinguishable from hunger for food, one will not satisfy the other. In fact, if anything, it is designed to make you want to porn masturbation orgasm. It's stuffing yourself with food. As explained before, porn diet and safe porn will only put you in the middle of the tug of war, and resistance to temptation is so annoying that you will feel relieved visiting your favorite online harem. The chief evil of substitutes is that they prolong the real problem, which is the brainwashing. Do you need a substitute for flu when it's over? Of course you don't. By saying I need a substitute for porn masturbation orgasming, what you are really saying is, I am making a sacrifice. The depression associated with the willpower method is caused by the fact that the porn masturbation orgasmer believes he is making a sacrifice. All you will be doing is to substitute one problem for another. There is no pleasure in stuffing yourself with food or cigarettes or alcohol. You will just get fat and miserable, and in no time at all you'll be back on the drug. Casual porn masturbation orgasmers find it difficult to dismiss the belief that they are being deprived of their little reward. Those who aren't allowed to go online during a period of time on travel, family events, etc. Some say, I wouldn't even know how to unwind if it was not for porn masturbation orgasm. That proves the point. Often the break is taken not because the porn masturbation orgasmer needs it or even wants it, but because the addict, that is, who he or she is, desperately needs to scratch the itch. Remember, the porn masturbation orgasm sessions never were genuine rewards. They were equivalent to wearing tight shoes to get the pleasure of taking them off. So if you feel that you must have a little reward, let that be your substitute. While you are working, wear a pair of shoes or an underwear a size too small for you. Don't allow yourself to remove them until you have your break. Then experience that wonderful moment of relaxation and satisfaction when you do remove them. Perhaps you feel that would be rather stupid. You are absolutely right. It's hard to visualize while you are still in the trap, but that is what porn masturbation orgasmers do. It's also hard to visualize that soon you won't need that little reward, and you'll regard your friends who are still in the trap with genuine pity and wonder why they cannot see the point. However, If you go on kidding yourself that the online harem visit was a genuine reward, or that you need a substitute, then you will feel deprived and miserable. The chances are that you'll end up falling into the disgusting trap again. If you need a genuine break, as housewives, teachers, doctors, and other workers do, you'll soon be enjoying that break even more because you won't have to addict yourself. Remember, you do not need a substitute. Those pangs are a craving for dopamine and will soon be gone. Let that be your prop for the next few days. Enjoy ridding your body and your mind of slavery and dependence.